Want to talk about Joe Biden for a moment. He led the traditional White House Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Thursday. But it wasn't the tree, it was Biden's hair that became the talking point. Brad, give me your thoughts on this photo of the US president that has gone viral. He looks like Ebenezer Scrooge after having just seen all three ghosts of Christmas past.
Oh gosh, there's two things here, right? On one hand, it feels like elder abuse. It feels terrible what they've done to this guy. He's clearly so far past it. It's been apparent for such a long time, and they exploited him to cling to power. They until the last possible second thought he could potentially beat Trump, so they were willing to put up somebody who's clearly past it. But on the other hand, it's also scary that this is the guy who it's 1:30 in the morning right now here in Michigan in the US. A crisis could unfold and the president could be expected to roll out of bed in the middle of the night. Does anyone really think this guy would be sharp and able to make a tough decision with the advice of generals with 5 minutes with a nuclear alert coming in? Of course not. So it's petrifying, honestly. You can say a lot of things about Donald Trump, but at least he's sharper and more with it than this. That's a low bar.
He looks like that guy from Back to the Future. It's just shocking. Now, look, in more proof that Jill Biden, aka Dr. Jill, voted for Donald Trump despite the Democrats for ousting her husband, here they are all buddy-buddy. Have a look at this at the reopening of Notre Dame in France, having a little chat, Brad. Maybe Trump isn't Hitler or a dictator after all.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because on one hand, I actually give the Democrats a little bit of credit on this. They've been fairly civil and respectable about the transition of power, and they've extended an olive branch to Trump. Biden had him at the White House, and all of that I like. That's the approach to politics I want to see in America. But on the other hand, it's like, hold up. 5 minutes ago, you guys were telling us this guy is literally Hitler, and now you're doing photo ops and smiling and shaking his hand and welcoming him and all this stuff. If you had actually believed any of that, I don't think that's how you would be handling this. So it suggests to me, on one hand, that they are being civil for once, which I do appreciate, but on the other hand, that they're rhetorical frauds in many ways. But then again, we kind of knew that.
We knew that indeed. Brad Polumbo, you do it every week. Thanks for helping us make sense of the United States.
Thanks, guys.